Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. It is Easter, Resurrection Day. I hope everyone has a blessed day. I want to make clear about some misconceptions, either unknowingly or deliberate, I don't know. I had a worker out at my son's home, and I pointed out that the shut-off valve for the washer was leaking. And he told me that PVC pipes for cold water lines are illegal now here in the United States, and so I thought I would look it up. Well, come to find out, it is not true. I don't know how many other people have been told that using PVC for water lines is illegal. And if that's the case, put your comments down below, because it's not true. Vinyl chloride, which is used in the manufacturing and processing of PVC, was officially classified as a human carcinogen in 1974 and banned in hairspray, refrigerants, cosmetics, and drugs. However, it continues to be used to make PVC water lines, siding panels for houses, and product packaging, among other things. PVC is made from vinyl chloride, also known as vinyl chloride monomer, or VCM, which is highly toxic, flammable, carcinogenic gas. It's hard to contain and easily absorbed by inhalation or skin contact, making it hazardous both for workers and the environment. In workers who are regularly exposed to it, it can cause liver toxicity, neurological symptoms, and cancer, among other things. Well, this misinformation evidently all started back in 2023. A report co-authored by Beyond Plastics argued that the $15 billion in federal funds should not be used to replace toxic lead service lines with PVC. I have used PVCs in multiple homes that I have owned. When you get a broken water line, it's so easy to repair. I replaced galvanized, corroded water lines in my home with PVC. Let me make it clear, there is no definitive federal or national ban in the United States that makes polyvinyl chloride PVC water lines illegal for use in potable water systems. As of the date that I looked it up, which is April 20th of 2025. However, the use of PVC pipes for water lines is regulated and restricted in certain jurisdictions due to concerns about health risk, building codes, and environmental factors. Beyond Plastic evidently is a grassroots organization that is pushing government and cities, and they want to make it where all plastic is biodegradable. They are targeting large groups of companies that sell PVC products. Yeah, I certainly could not afford to put in copper or galvanized steel water lines. That is so expensive. On their website, it says one of their goals is to take charge at every level of our economy and civil life to stem the tide of plastic pollution. First thing that comes to my mind is them banning incandescent light bulbs, telling me what type of light bulb I can use. And here they want to take charge of our civil life. PVC pipes have been in use for water supply and wastewater applications since the 1930s in Germany and in the 1950s here in the United States. They remain widely used for municipal water infrastructure and sewer lines due to their durability, chemical resistance, and low cost. For right now, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has not issued a blanket prohibition on PVC pipes for drinking water, but concerns about chemical leaching, vinyl chloride, known as a carcinogen, have been prompt. They have gone through a lot of scrutiny. Some cities and states have specific plumbing codes that prohibit or limit PVC for potable water lines inside buildings or for certain applications. I looked up where I live here in South Dakota, and thank God it's not a law here. There are some cities that don't allow it, such as New York City. PVC is not allowed for water distribution piping, potable water, under the New York City Plumbing Code. Only materials like copper, brass, and ductile iron are approved for water lines. However, PVC may be used for drain, waste, and vent DWV systems in residential buildings up to 5 stories. In Chicago, plastic pipes, including PVC, are generally not permitted for water distribution systems, except for chlorinated polyvinyl chloride, CPVC, in secondary or reclaimed water systems. In San Francisco, California, PVC is allowed for water piping but restricted to DWV, which would be drain, waste, and vent systems, in buildings no more than 2 stories high. In Massachusetts, PVC and CPVC are permitted for water piping in residential buildings up to 6 stories, but other plastics like PEX are limited to 3 stories. Kentucky restrictions exist on plastic pipes in DWV systems for stacks exceeding 45 feet in height. These restrictions are often based on local codes, prioritizing materials like copper or stainless steel, which are perceived as safer or more durable, especially for hot water or high-rise buildings. Yeah, when the PVC pipes or the chemicals that they're made of burn, they're very toxic. An example, the East Palestine train derailment in 2023. That involved vinyl chloride, and it contaminated much of the water and the soil around the area. Despite these concerns, PVC pipes certified by NSF International are deemed safe for drinking water under the EPA regulations, and the American Chemistry Council notes that PVC has a lower life cycle greenhouse gas emissions compared to alternatives like iron pipes. Now, hot water lines. PVC is not rated for hot water due to the thermal limitations, typically 120 degrees Fahrenheit maximum. CPV, which can handle higher temperatures, is used instead in some cases, but even CPVC is restricted in certain codes. PVC in air return systems of areas prone to fire risk is sometimes illegal because burning PVC releases toxic fumes like hydrogen chloride. Some jurisdictions limit plastic pipes in taller buildings due to concerns about the structural integrity or fire hazard. Once again, PVC pipes were first used for drinking water and wastewater in Germany in the 1930s, with installations still functioning today. In the U.S., PVC became standard for residential and municipal use in the 1950s and gained popularity in the 1970s for both water and sewer applications. So I wonder if that workman that came out here, if he was from a different state or a location, maybe in New York or Chicago, where it is limited there or is not allowed to be used. I don't know. There has been no specific year or event making a nationwide illegally use of PVC water lines, but local bans or restrictions began appearing in plumbing codes as early as the 1980s in places like Chicago and New York, driven by preferences for metal pipes and emerging health concerns. Gonna cost you an arm and a leg, and I wouldn't be surprised. Chicago and New York. I can't help but think about certain organizations, criminal organizations in the pockets of government officials driving this so they make more money. The $15 billion allocated in 2021 by the Biden administration for lead service line replacement evidently prompt debates about replacement materials, with some advocating for copper or stainless steel over PVC due to health concerns, though cost often favors PVC. So if I see this workman again, I'm going to ask him where he's from, because it is not illegal, as he was telling me, here in South Dakota. So what are your thoughts? What was the reasoning trying to tell me that fixing the leaking faucet, actually the leaking valve that was attached to PVC, was illegal? Let me know what the laws might be for your location. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.